Hi, Rose. It's getting a little easier. It was awkward at first.
I'm like, psh.
I know, I do it too, though. It's all good.
You're gonna do 5 in a row now, guys.
I don't think it really matters. What? You thinking?
I said I have to do 5 in a row now because there's no intermission.
Oh, yeah.
5 and not a break.
They work in it.
Oh, there's no intermission?
No, they just can't.
Oh, okay.
I know, right? Who's that guy?
This is Oscar Umhe. He has had one fight. He is 23 years of age. He initially watched the UFC and wanted to learn, and training has showed his natural talent. And he wants to get his friends invested in this. He likes to challenge and gets bored. He actually told me an interesting story in the interview that he actually goes to his grandmother's house by the creek in Montana and takes a dip in the creek in the winter to toughen his mental edge.
I've heard that a lot from fighters lately, is the whole idea around, ice baths, but basically dipping in a creek or lake is kind of the same thing. It's supposed to totally rejuvenate and refresh your body and get rid of muscle aches and soreness. I have been a total puss when it comes to getting in water and doing that. I've done an ice bath for like a total of a minute, maybe. I would love to get to the point where I could work up and do that more, but it's supposed to be really helpful for your body and overall health, blood circulation, your heart, everything.
And we got Cody McClanahan is his opponent. He is from Manson, Washington. He is 1-1 in MMA, 22 years old. He loves fighting, and he cannot see a normal 9-to-5 life. And his little sister is what motivates him, because he thinks he doesn't want her to sit around. He wants her to be motivated, to be a role model for her.
Wait.
And he said his style is weird striking. And he wants everyone to know
Weird
he's
striking.
coming.
Well, it's kind of amazing because Cody, we just were talking the other day. He's a great training partner, by the way, but he's from Manson, Washington, which is an hour away where I grew up from in Omak, Washington. So we're both small town kids. Obviously, I graduated way before him, so he's just a youngster, but talked about, my trips to Chelan and Manson and playing both teams and sports because we both were in 2A schools. So it was cool to share that experience growing up in the same area.
Yeah, he has a pretty tricky question mark kick. He's hit me several times with it in training. He's pretty good at faking it. So
I would say it's good too. He definitely has tricked me with that.
Ooh, good front kicks start off by Cody. Good hard kicks.
Front to the body. Oh, and he did
There's that axe kick.
No, it's a question mark.
Or question mark kick, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's question mark. Ooh, getting a rubber guard.
For the buggy choke.
Is that a buggy choke? It almost looked like he was going for a rubber guard there for a second, but he definitely has something he's working towards. Derry Alderman is the one that did it over in Mountain Force, or Fusion Fight League, and was one of the first people, especially amateur, to get the buggy choke. Cody's in a bad position here. He wants to get that sweep. He's looking to sweep by getting to underhooking the leg. If he can find a way to underhook one side and get out the back door, that is one possible way. Definitely wants to let go of that. Headlock.
Pretty good hip to get into guard for Cody.
Yeah, he's staying active under there, and he's got a lot of cardio. So. Dakota is really experienced, though. Oscar. He's definitely somebody who's wrestled a lot and is, you know, been in the cage, been experienced. So, you know, even though he only has one fight, he's trained a lot. You can tell he's super relaxed in there. Cody's having a hard time with that pressure, but he's just grinding him out.
Yeah, and Oscar comes from Missoula BJJ, and Brad Lahuda is his coach. And he did say that he loves Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and it seems to be a pretty well-rounded camp there in Montana.
Yeah, I've heard great things about that gym and a lot of experience coming out of that gym, really knowledgeable. So, you know, they're grapple heavily. They have a lot of grapplers there. Big slam by Oscar. Umhe.
Cody's looking to throw up a triangle. He has it locked. It's the arm.
All he's got to, he needs to pull down on that
He needs to
head.
pull down on that head.
There he goes. And then if he can get his arm that's inside the triangle, if he can get that over and then pull down, then he has it.
Yes, absolutely. That's the end of the first round.
I had to second look at this because he looks exactly like, I thought it was Dakota Schnall for a second, who's a fighter out of Coeur d'Alene. So I thought it was him for a second. I was like, oh, I better read the piece of paper.
He kind of does look like Dakota. That's crazy. I didn't see it until you mentioned it.
Both guys are still looking. I mean, Oscar's, you know, he's holding on to his coach and stuff. Maybe that's just a tactic to get more air in and kind of let in the air and oxygen a little bit. Cody looks like he's still, you know, he's working, but it's just a big warm up for him. You know, he's got a ton of energy. He's one of those, you know, long, lanky, wiry guys. They're not easy to put away and tire out. So
and he's
we'll
used
see
to
if,
pulling those 10-round Warrior Camp Fridays, so Cody's definitely used to putting in those rounds.
Definitely. He definitely had a hard camp. His coach, Pablo Alfonso, he's been working him, making sure that he's getting in the Shark Tanks, where he's the guy in and everyone else gets to wrestle fresh on him. That's a tough camp that he went through. Nice combinations of body kicks by Oscar.
Good front kick by Cody.
That fake to the low to high kick, or other known as a question mark kick, is really tricky. He gets that on a lot of people in practice.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end of it a few times.
Both fighters taking their time, feeling each other out, throwing up combinations before they go on their attack. Cody's moving around. He's circling really good rather than going straight back, but he wants to put a little bit more pressure when he goes in and is on the offense.
Yeah, Oscar looks like he's fighting a defensive fight right now, and Cody seems to be the one pressuring the fight.
Big attempt by Cody for the double leg.
He's in pretty deep. I believe he needs to sink his hips and turn the angle to complete it. There he goes.
Nice.
He completes it.
Gets the takedown. If Cody can keep this position, he can do really well and come back from being on the bottom last round.
Yeah.
He wants to be pressure, kind of put pressure into his chest so he can't use the cage to get back up. That's exactly what he's doing right now. And he pulls him back down.
I think Cody needs to pull him away from the fence and try to work that takedown to get on a mount position.
Yeah, if he can pull him away from the cage and kind of get him flat on his back, that's definitely where he wants to be. Cody's still on top. He's still maintaining his position. Oscar Umhe is doing a good job on the bottom, though. He's he's taking his time. He's kind of resting. He's getting his breath on the bottom, but he's not necessarily being lazy on the ground on the bottom.
Yeah, he's got his foot underneath and on the hip, looking for a sweep, kind of like a quasi butterfly guard sweep.
Right. If Cody can posture up and start getting some Hailmakers, that'll look really good at the last 10 seconds, but he wants to really posture up, and it takes a lot of effort right there to kind of give all you got to sit up straight and start punching, raining down punches.
Yeah, Cody was pretty tenacious. He said that he looks up to his teammates Mike Sear and Terrence McKinney, so, you know, those are people that emphasize tenacity. And Oscar, I think he really needs to come out and probably go for a takedown himself if he has any chance against Cody, because, I mean, it looks like it could be 2 rounds to Cody, or it could be 1-1 each, depending on how the judges scored the end of that first round.
These are such high-level amateur fights. It's just amazing. I mean, the last one was probably the best show that I had ever seen as far as showcasing their skills. But this one is, you know, if you really understand, you know, all aspects of MMA and all the different areas, and you know what a good matchup is, you don't mind seeing these fights go to decision, because you can see how hard they're working against each other. And when you have 2 good wrestlers, the wrestling cancels itself out, and so they're forced to strike. And that's what's been kind of happening a lot during these fights.
Yeah, we've had an incredible night of fights.
Very firm inside leg kick by Umhe. A really, really high kick by Cody.
He utilizes his length with some good push kicks and front kicks a lot.
You see, this is not where Cody wants to be at all. And that's the problem with backing up, is he kind of backed up to the cage and gave an area for Oscar to shoot on him, shoot that double leg on him. And Oscar's a good wrestler, so you definitely kind of want to be more out in the open so you can stuff those takedowns.
Absolutely. You kind of stand yourself up in that position and lose position of your hips and just open yourself up for a good double leg. But Cody with a nice reversal. Cody has Oscar against the fence. Oscar's trying to utilize that underhook to try to fight him against the takedown, but he's got side control right now.
Cody's working hard to get that takedown back on the ground. He's doing a good job, though. I mean, Oscar is not an easy guy to wrestle, and Cody's not known for his wrestling. He didn't wrestle in high school. So, I mean, he's doing an excellent job dealing with it. If he can get over and get that leg out, he's definitely going to want to do that, because Oscar's going for a guillotine right now, and it looks a tiny bit uncomfortable, but he doesn't quite have it because he's not all the way in. Cody's not all the way in Oscar's guard. There he goes. Now he's out of the guillotine.
Cody's inside.
He's got side control on him, so he's fine, but he needs to try and pull him down to his back so he can rain down. Ooh. I hate that move.
Oscar's trying to utilize that turn.
Cody's definitely using all he's got to try and get him back down.
Cody's definitely sinking his hips and getting that takedown over and over again.
Beautiful.
He is just pressuring Oscar.
And I don't think in MMA, I don't believe that counts quite as a whole takedown when they just land on their butt. I believe that you need to be all the way down, like on your back, in order for it to count again as a takedown.
Yeah.
It's crazy because Oscar really doesn't look tired. He looks fairly conditioned for going 3 rounds.
Yeah, both of them look like they could probably put in another 2 rounds with no or little effort.
That's a fun thing about watching the 35ers and the 45ers is they, tend to be the ones that never run out of gas. So they're just wirily spunky guys, just throwing 100 miles an hour the whole time.
They're wiry, as the Scottish people say. Oh, Cody McClanahan is probably his takedowns that took that win.
I always tell the youngsters that are coming up that think way too much about what they're doing out there. If you can just grind them out and pressure and go forward, you'll be very, very successful in your amateur fights.